Good morning. Welcome to Morning Review on Monday, the 23rd of November. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. So looking at the euro dollar first, and the first thing you notice from a daily perspective is this new low that's been made right into the earlier point of where there used to be some demand. Actually, I need to come back to a weekly chart just to show you the sort of demand region, I'd say. And it's come back pretty close to that from a daily perspective, just sort of air kissed that sort of higher level of that. But what we have also got here on the dailies here on the RSI here is some divergence. It's going across it was double divergence, should I say. It's going across the previous lows and this current low, and we're getting a higher RSI each time, which may suggest we may see a reversal here of type. Now, we have got the weekly pivot above us, which is another factor that comes into possibility. And when you come to the hourly, we can obviously see the daily pivot quite a long way above us today, maybe a bit of a struggle from a daily perspective. We did get to this extreme on an hourly. Whether we get back down towards that sort of level, well, we'd be pushing then towards the S2, which the probability is slightly less of. So my preference really in terms of technical setup here with a probability to the upside may be looking for a long, but we have got the 21s in the way. So we'll be bearing that in mind. So slight bias to the upside purely from a probability potential perspective. Pound dollar. Now this is looking weak from a daily perspective. You've got the bearish pivot swing back to the sort of mean regression line level there. Now this in a sense does look fairly weakish. No divergences or anything on the dailies. From a 4-hourly point of view, we are getting quite extremed in terms of the RSI. It's coming down towards the sort of 10 zone. Again, it's got this weekly pivot above us, and in the short term, arguably, there's a bit of divergence going on the hourlies here. So aware of that sort of divergence sort of kicking in there into its daily S1 level. Now again, it's got the weekly and daily pivot pretty close together above us, and again, it's looking like looking at the euro here. We've got the 21s above us, which may at some point, if it gets towards that, provide some resistance. But firstly, obviously, if we was to look for a long, I need to see a reversal in the short term. But for now, as I say, statistically, we've got the upside potential. We've already hit the S1s in both the euro and the pound, so perhaps we could see a move. And as I say, there is a divergence on the hourly and cable as well. Dollar yen. Bigger picture here first, and there was a divergence last week on the dailies. It's moved off of that, but not overly convincingly, and we're pushing back up again. There's still concerns of in terms of fundamentals in Japan, with the low growth rates effectively running back into recession, and of course, well, there was talk, although they're on a public holiday at the moment, but there was talk in the papers allegedly about, or say allegedly, there was talk in the papers regarding potential creating some wage inflation. Well, there we go. Anyway, on that note, the yen may have a slower day today, but it's consolidating right up on from a daily perspective. It's right up near, not far from its R3, which may contain it. And plus, we've got sort of a weekly pivots being almost kissed there, but weekly and daily pivots below. So again, a statistical move down in this particular case. Aussie dollar. We look at the big picture first, and it was looking pretty bullish up until Friday. Had a big reversal, but at the moment it's really sold off 4-hourly, big sell-off here. When you come down the time frames, already gone through the weekly pivot and the daily pivot there. There's no statistical reason for the upside in a sense, although we was, should I say, looking it was looking better from a daily picture previously. So any rallies that we see coming across in the pound and the euro may drag up the Aussie dollar as well. But at the moment, it's looking relatively weak, having put in lower highs and broken prior lows as well. So looking as I say, relatively weak there. Finally, the Canadian dollar. Been pushing on, put a pivot swing in on Friday. This is triggered and it's run and it's pushing up. As you can see, pushing up to the September highs there at the moment, pushing into that region. Getting quite extreme on a 4-hourly perspective. No divergence or anything, but we have got both again, the weekly and daily pivot tidy behind, below us. So there's a lot of currencies showing a similar picture. Now this obviously is reversed because it's US dollar stroke CAD. So when I say below us, it's the same as the pivots being above us on the euro and the pound. So we really need some dollar weakness to come through to these markets to see us pushing down. Again, we've got the 60s, 60-minute 21s in the way, which could provide support in this particular case, whereas they provide resistance on both the pound and the euro. Okay, news-wise today, we have got some Euro news out. We've got the French flash manufacturing and German flash manufacturing data coming out at 8 and 8:30 respectively. There's a tentative Fed announcement after 3 o'clock. I'm not too sure what time it is. The Fed releases randomly scheduled statements. These statements are grouped under this event. Well, there may be a statement out at some point. It's tentative after 3 p.m. this afternoon at the moment, so we may get something out later on, but on the news service I'm looking at here. But aside of that, nothing significant beyond that point. So it's looking at the technicals and probably the news in terms of the likes of Brussels, etc., may be affecting the euro and strengthening the dollar. That's it for me. Hope you have a great one. Bye for now.